A Celtic fan was attacked by Rangers thugs and left lifeless on the ground as violence spilled over onto the street at the end of a dramatic Scottish Cup tie. The violent gang attack was caught on camera and shows the man lying inches from the back wheel of his supporters' bus as he was repeatedly stamped upon. Police had already been forced to separate fans who stormed the pitch at Ibrox as Celtic triumphed over their arch-rivals Rangers in dramatic fashion in the latest Old Firm derby. It was Celtic who prevailed in the Scottish Cup quarter-finals to reach the last four, winning after a penalty shootout after the game had finished 0-0. After Tomas Sivankara scored the winning spot kick for Celtic, away fans entered the field of play in jubilation as the match winner celebrated in front of the home supporters. His teammates would soon rush to him to join the celebrations, but fans did the same, with stewards scrambling to keep them off the field. But they struggled to do so and a number of supporters entered, which triggered angry Rangers fans to respond and embark on the field too. There then appeared to be a standoff between supporters as more entered the field to escalate the situation, with flares also thrown. It was then clear that police were involved in having to separate the supporters on the field of play. Several Celtic supporters had successfully evaded stewards when they entered the pitch, with plenty of debris also on the field. As fans approached the Celtic players in jubilation, home fans responded, with many donning blue balaclavas. They initially retreated as stewards clambered to get players back into the changing rooms, but Sivankara became involved again as tension started to boil over when more Rangers fans entered the field. Police carried off what appeared to be a Rangers fan as others surrounded them, and countless Rangers supporters then made their way over to where those associated with Celtic had been cut off. At least one flare was thrown into each side, and police, who were armed with batons, stood between them as frustrated Rangers fans took part in the face-off. Objects were exchanged, with Celtic fans continuing to chant in support of their team. Eventually, the Rangers fans retreated as police remained on the field. Violence then spilled out onto the street, with the Celtic supporter being attacked and stamped upon on Helen Street as supporters made their way home from Ibrox. His head could be seen bouncing off the ground as thugs stamped on him as they stormed his supporters' bus while other Hoops fans ran for cover. At least 15 fans were seen to board the vehicle before Rangers yobs descended on it. They then clashed with the handful of fans who were still trying to board the bus. The man, wearing a green jacket and what appears to be khaki-colored trousers, was knocked to the ground during the melee. He fell backwards and his head was then stamped on at least 6 times, with 2 men raining blows on his skull. He was left lying on his back lifeless as a handful of Rangers fans made gestures towards the bus and shouted towards the bus. Other supporters ran for cover as the violence broke out. The man was then seen lying on the ground not moving before the video cut off after the man said he was able to drive away. It came as Celtic were given the largest away fan allocation for an Old Firm game since 2018, with 7,500 travelling supporters in attendance. The decision was made after negotiations with both clubs and the police, but it is unclear what will follow after the post-match events. In recent years, away allocations in the fixture have been limited to 800, before it increased to 2,500 a year ago. It is believed Rangers agreed to the conditions if it was reciprocated next time they visit Celtic Park.